Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Hi. Just checking on things, doing a couple of different tune-ups here. Today we're going to be having a Kobe chili mac. Right. If you are watching the chat, no audio, okay. We're having problems with the audio right now, so let me troubleshoot that real quick. 1, 2, 3. Okay, should be good now. I had to go through another server. Apparently there's a difficult time broadcasting now to this particular vendor. Yeah. Okay, I'm going off of this particular broadcast, and hopefully I'll still be picked up. So if there's any problem with the video, tell me. Of course, you wouldn't know that if I'm there. Okay, I'm going to get started here. Yeah, we're going to put some water. I've got some spring water here. I'm going to put on the stove to make the pasta. I try to use filtered water whenever I can. About 2 cups, 2.5 cups of water for the pasta. 3 cups, actually. I'm going to go for a whole box, so I want to make a nice hot one. You can definitely put salt in the water too. It's good to have some salt. I use this pink Himalayan salt. I'll put a shaker of that in there. Good to salt the pasta water. Okay, now we have audio. Good. All right. Today is going to be kind of special. I'm going to be making a Kobe beef, ground beef thing here. I picked up some Kobe ground beef, normally about $8. I got it for $5. So it's a pound of that, and then I've got a green pepper for $1. This for 50 cents. That's $6.50. This for $1.50. $7.58. And then I've got a can here for $9, and I've got, yeah, we're close to $9. So I'm going to make an arrangement here and up it to $9. You know, the cost of food is increasing, and you know, I'm still trying to stay under the $10 mark on everything, but you can see there's definitely some, you know, if you want good quality beef, you have to actually have I guess that's as clean as it's going to get. Jeez. Okay. Okay. I'm going to turn this on level 3 back here and get some salt, get some oil on it. I use safflower oil, but you can use olive oil. Get that oil sprayed on the pan. Once it's hot, you should spray it. I'm doing it a little early, just in, doesn't matter. Okay. I'm kind of running on a tight schedule because I had a major problem getting the show to play on one of the networks. So, yeah, I'm having some problems, but luckily I am broadcasting on it on the other computer, and I'm bumping the signal from iVlog over. Okay, so first order of business, of course, is the onion, and I'll like make this my my project here. Go ahead and just give it a cut it right in half like that, and then cut the base slightly, leaving a portion of it to pull off. See that? Very simple. And yeah, otherwise you could spend hours with the onion. Plus, that's got the most amount of stuff in it, that the acid that causes your that end piece has the acids that cause you to have tears when you get near it. Yeah. Now this is going to be a fast cook on the whole meal, so what I have to do right now is prepare the tomato paste. That stuff is expandable, and if you take some of this, oh, where did that come from? That's got to be one of the oldest can openers I've ever had in my drawer. I wonder if it still works. Wow, that's an oldie but a goodie. Normally these things don't work. They're like really cheap. But if you get one that works, it's worth its weight in cheap steel. Okay, so that comes out of there. This is just standard tomato paste. It's traditionally low salt, so if anybody sees the video, feel free to talk about it. Yeah, say something in chat, because I can't tell. I can read chat today, but I can't tell if you're even seeing anything. So if you are seeing the video, please say, oh yeah, video's on, Dave. Otherwise, I can't tell, you know. I'm flying blind here. Okay, we'll get some more of that filtered water in there. Now, these are the kind of jugs you want to buy to have on hand. But these don't have a holder in them, you know. So they're all tied together this way, which is not exactly the best way to tie them together. You do see, okay. I like the jugs like milk cartons. I prefer them, but it's up to you. But the thing is, you can tie the jugs together with a big rope. Yeah, you see low sodium, exactly. You can tie these things together with a big rope. And I would urge all of you people, especially on the East Coast, to get some water, drinking water, purified drinking water. Be sure it says purified on it. Otherwise, it's just tap water. Yeah, there's all kinds of weird rules that say that. Now, whenever you have something like this sitting in the kitchen, you got to get rid of that. So, yeah, that's something you don't want to have sticking out. Now today, Sarah brought some carrots, so I'm going to go ahead and open these carrots up and put them in a basket here. Yeah. I made a bean dish out of the cupboard, out of some cans that were ready to go. I was going through my food supply, you know, and I found some cans that were just like, yeah, this definitely has to be eaten. So I pulled it out, and I'm soaking it on the lowest setting I can on the front burner in purified water. I've already drained it once. It was so salty out of the can that I had to pull the salt out. Yeah, she brought some carrots. Yeah, she gets these because the kids don't eat them at the school, you know. So we rinse off the bag. I rinse off the carrots, and you can put those in the pan right away. And I like these carrots because they're really easy to work with. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, this is going to take, I'm going to take this up to level 6. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, you're looking at really, I bought these survival beans way back. And I thought, you know, how am I going to work with these survival beans? And they just don't really have a place in my life in their current form. There we are. These things are really hard to eat unless they're cooked a long time. These beans are all from like 10 years ago. They were in cans. This is green beans that were in Italian green beans that were in can. Along with the can. I'm just going to let that soak and cook, and it's actually heating the kitchen. So, yeah, just kind of bring it. I'm going to bring it down to almost a paste. Yeah. They're at least 10 years old, if not older. And one thing about having food supplies, you got to rotate your canned food. And we've had food supplies since Sarah and I met. We actually met because of Y2K. I know that sounds kind of weird, but I was really kind of concerned. I obviously was overly concerned about Y2K. Nobody really knew what would happen with the digital conversion, much like everyone's kind of on edge right now about everything COVID, right? Well, luckily nothing happened, and we had a lot of food supplies that we picked up. We were ready to go 6 months when I first met her. Rotate your canned foods, yeah, definitely. Definitely. So take this can and just kind of rotate it with water. And then you can pull all the paste out of there and pour it right in on top of that. And that gets it all in there. And I'm using 2 spoons to kind of mix it all up. This is going to make a really nice spread out tomato sauce that's low salt. Meanwhile, the other ingredient I got to eat up. This is at least 10 years old, but it's been in glass and there's no push on the top. The lid is very flat, so absolutely nothing wrong with this. And the glass is the best way to preserve food. I'm a little more concerned about the canned beans because, you know, the can was starting to rust at the bottom. Oh, it was old. You know, I got it for 50 cents. I got the other thing for 50 cents. Like, this is $1's worth of old food right here. No, I'm not bragging. I'm not complaining either. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm gonna add a little more water to this. There we go. Almost top it off. I think that's 2 cups. Okay, now we're getting that pan nice and hot with the carrots in it. I'm still mixing this up. Get some coffee going. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. It's the time to eat old food. It's the time to pull out your supplies. We're getting DDoSed. It's weird. I had that set up perfectly. Let me see where the... That's weird. Okay. I'll try this one now. Let me go ahead and try this one. Yeah, well, that's cooking in back. Okay. Okay, this should work. Okay. Try it now. Drop frame still. Drop frames. How about now? You know, this is the weirdest thing. I'm on the same stream key on this computer. Hopefully it's better. Yeah, I can't explain it. Okay, we're gonna get the onions in now. Okay. Whoa. Yeah, braise those. That's good. Braise the carrots. So we're going to throw the full onion in this I'm going to put a little bit of the onion in the other pan that I was cooking. Okay. A little more cutting action going here. Okay. Okay. Just don't touch the pan with your fingers. As long as your fingers are clean, of course. Cover that up. Put a little splash of water in there. That's about it. This is not working either. Okay, we'll go back to the other method. Unbelievable. Well, that method didn't work, so I went back to the other method. Hopefully that'll work. Okay. Take that Kobe beef and put it right on top of that. Right on top of that onion mix. And now you definitely want to add Italian seasoning before you throw it down, too. So today I'm going to go with a little Italian seasoning on the carrots. A little garlic, parsley, no salt, down there on the meat. And I'm just going to put the meat right on top of that. Kobe beef, yeah, good stuff. Yeah, so I'm using a different method of broadcasting because we're having problems with that account still. Recently, it's weird. Okay, so all that is going right on top. You might as well just pull it right off in chunks with your fingers. Just nice big chunks. Get it going. You've got a really high flame. We're cooking the carrots next to the onions and next to the beef, right on top of the seasoning. Okay, let that roll. Make sure I get all the meat. A little bit of meat left in there. Okay. All in there. Okay. This is a good quality meat, so it should be a tasty meal. Now, many of you are wondering why I'm cooking beef, because number one, the world that we're living in is moving in the opposite direction, and I think it's the wrong direction. I do. I think we could do a lot better by just getting more water. Water is clearly the big problem. They say, oh, well, beef takes up so much water. Okay, well, let's make more water, right? Oh, no, well, we're running out of water. Well, let's make more water. We can make more fresh water. Oh, no, we're shifting away from beef. What? Why? People like beef. Oh, we're going toward, genetically modified soy. Yeah. Anyway, I've got a big roaring boil over here, so I'm going to go ahead and throw the elbow macaroni in. They take a long time to cook, so boy, that's a lot. Here we go. Okay, as soon as that goes in there, you want to take a spatula of some sort and move it around. So I'll take the fork. Yeah, you don't want it to stick on the bottom when it's roaring like that. So give it a good move. And I like to cook it in a little Italian seasoning, so I'm going to throw a little Italian seasoning on there. Yeah, it's pretty. It flavors the pasta. That's going to take a while. I leave the cover off a little bit, ajar. Okay. And then we'll take the same thing and move the meat around on the base. I like to put a little paprika on it. Yeah, so I rarely use paprika, but when cooking with meat, it's a good idea to have a little paprika. So I'm going to go in there, put some paprika on there. Not too much. You know, paprika is one of those things you don't want to overdose on. Not because it's spicy, but because it lowers your heart rate. It's been known to lower blood pressure. Yeah, it's weird. Okay, we got a good hard cook here on here. Yeah, it's all good. The ingredients that are already cooked are like the salsa. This is an old can of salsa I'm just going to use tonight in that whole mix. And I'm cooking everything at a high flame. Yeah, get in there and stir that pasta again. You got to do that right away. The idea is to get a boil going again. And pasta typically like that takes about 10 or 12 minutes. Meanwhile, we're rolling. This is just going to sit here. I'm not going to cook I'm not going to eat the vegetables today. I'm just letting them cook on melt. There's a feature out here that says melt, and I'm going to cook with that on melt. It's better to do that than to waste food. This is survival food I had in the cupboard. So. Okay, I want to kind of get things ready for the next step when the meat's done, because you want to brown the meat completely. I'm going to prep the green pepper in the meat toward the end of the browning stage. So I'm going in there right now, cutting the sides off the green pepper. You know, these used to be 3 for $1, and now you can't even find them for less than $1. You know, it's ridiculous. You know. Well, what can I say? You know, it is what it is. All the more reason to grow your own food, right? Of course, it's hard to grow peppers, especially in the winter. What I do is freeze peppers. I have some frozen peppers that I keep just as a backup. And they do sell peppers like this. This is an organic company called Full Circle Organic Pepper Strip and Onion. I got those on sale. I buy all the organic stuff on sale whenever I can, you know. If you see it on sale in the frozen section, grab it. There we go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and slice these in about a 1/2-inch chunks. Okay. Give that pasta another stir. Literally every 2 minutes you got to stir the pasta. Okay, now I'm going to open this up and put the peppers on it. Okay. Cover it up. Actually, give it a good stir, breaking up the meat as you do it. Kind of, I call it stab stir. You know, where you press the spatula in and stir at the same time. Stab is not a good word for the. How about, okay, poke stir. Poke stir is good. It's a poke stir technique, not stab. Yeah, stab's a bad word. I drink different things during the day. I got my coffee cup and I've got my coconut cup. or coconut milk. Okay, moving right along. Pasta's looking good. I am going to open up the can of black beans. Now you can use any type of beans. I don't recommend kidney though. Kidneys do weird things. They affect the body a little differently than most beans. I go with pinto and black. I'm going to go with black organic. I'm still using that amazing. This is when steel was really well made. You know, now steel is so cheap. These things generally break as soon as you use them. It's an oldie but a goodie. Okay, everything in there is pretty much safe because it's organic. If this was just a standard container of beans, I'd probably rinse it out, you know, but it's looking good. Okay, I'm going to throw that on top of this dish, first off. Because remember, I'm still steaming the green pepper. I don't know about splashing scalding oil, but yeah, if you really are concerned, then I'm sorry for you. In the meantime, those of us who are eating beef are getting stronger, and you people who are not are getting weaker. So, if you don't want to be strong getting through this tough time we're living in, then you can go to the option B. You know, become a vegetarian and kind of like, you know. Hey, if you want to, I was a vegetarian for 5 years. I just felt weak. You know, it was weird. It was not like I had a strong disposition. I mean, my joints were getting weak. I was getting cartilage issues. You know, so having gone back to more of a beef diet, and I avoid pork unless it's bacon. You know, I'll eat bacon and prepared meat. Ham is okay, but yeah, it's tough. I don't really understand the push for genetically modified food and soy and meatless diets. I don't get that. I just don't. It's so easy to raise animals, and it's so easy. Livestock is easy to raise, and we don't have to feed livestock any antibiotics or steroids if we keep them on a natural diet. So, going back to natural food production is the way to go. I have a piece of meat here that I'm going to show you how to tenderize. So, yeah, this is a simple method. You just pull the meat out. This was $5 for this big piece of meat. I'm going to give it a little cleaning. Smells okay. It's old meat though, you know. I'm going to rinse it off under the filtered water here. See that? Okay. Put it right there. Now, I'm not saying that's perfect meat in any stretch of the word, but I'm going to turn the pasta water off. It's almost done. Practically is done. I think I am going to drain it. See how it fills the container completely? I'm going to drain that right now and let it sit in its own heat. Come here. Get back here. Did I say you are not allowed to leave this pasta area? No. Talking to the pasta. I've reached a new low. Okay, I just put it right back in the hot pan. Hey, get back here. You just want to go down the drain, don't you? Luckily for the pasta, I keep an immaculate drain. Not many people clean their drains with steamy water. I do. Okay, so I'm going to cover that up. take it off the grill so it doesn't, and I put a little oil in it too. Just spray a little with a little bit of oil, like that. Give it a stir so it doesn't stick together. And cover it up. Let it sit in its own heat. Okay, now, going back to the Kobe beef over here, give that a good mix, like that. Keep mixing it, keep cooking it at level 6. We're doing a really fast cook. Now you want to add a little bit of salsa at this point. So let's break this can open from 2010. Where is it? This will work. Oh. 2010, here we come. Smells as good as it was when it's fresh. Okay, pour that right on top of the whole dish. There you go. All right. Now I'm going to shift to glass on glass. We're going to put the glass top Pyrex on here at level low, very low, melt. Right. I know, you're staring at the meat? No, there's the meat. Now, granted, that meat has a little brownness to it. I admit that, but bear in mind, it's not green meat, but even if it was green meat, according to the USDA, green meat is wholesome meat. I'm serious. We actually called up the USDA and found out that green meat is wholesome meat. Well, see, the answer to that salsa can go right on top of the meat. See that? There you go. Yeah, it's a perfect use for it. Okay. But I'm going to put a marinade on that. I picked up some plate balsamic ball game marinade, all natural dressing. It's been in the cupboard for about 15 years, and I think it's time to use it. It's matured long enough in the bottle, so it should be a good marinade. Yeah, I didn't factor in opening the container. I should always pre-open all my containers before the dinner show, you know. Hello. Man. Okay, you're going to be tough on me, huh? Get the whole thing off there, buddy. Yeah. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to go grab one of the Meow TV knives. Remember these knives that Meow TV gave me? I'm going to slice the meat with that. Whoa! Almost got to see my feet. Wow. Okay, while this thing is cooking, I'm going to go ahead in the back burner here and give it a little stir. Pushing everything together and still cooking at level 6. What I'm now is imbuing the salsa taste into the meat and into the carrots and into the onions, and all that. All of that's coming together. Beautiful. Okay, while I have that pasta ready to go over here, I'm going to do a little special something. I'm going to take the hot pasta and I'm going to put some hot sauce on it. Patty LaBelle number 3. Did you hear that in the background? Give it a few shakes. Give it about 7 shakes of Patti LaBelle. She's good. Great hot sauce. I'm going to throw all that puree right on top of the mac. Right back here. Like that. Yeah. It's going to go in there eventually, so. Yeah, the puree hasn't cooked at all. There's no flavoring in it. It's just tomato sauce. Okay. All right, you just kind of shuffle it in there and move it around, making sure nothing sticks. All right. Okay. That gets a tomato base going. So the biggest problem with chili is when you make a chili, it's basically absorbs into the pasta. So this gets ahead of that. All right, I'm going to start slicing some meat. While this cooks at a high level at level 6, and the pasta's just sitting in its own heat. Big stir here. Oh yeah. Nice. Big strong stir. Oh, this is cooking great. Make sure everything's off the bottom. You got to cook it hard, but I'm going to turn it down to level 3. Now I'm going to cut the meat. The meat's going to be a tenderizing thing I'm going to be preparing for another day. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to start cutting the meat here. Take nice long cuts. I don't have any marinade on it right now, but always keep your eyes on the meat. And your fingers too. The little salsa that's going in it is kind of the beginning of the marinade process, but you want to make nice slices very thin. And having something like this is pretty nice. Now here I run into some sinew, see that? So what you do is you hold the sinew up and you go down the side, facing the knife vertically and pulling the sinew off of the meat, as such. Yeah, you can keep that in the marinade if you want to cook with it later, because it does have fat and you can put it down before you put down the regular meat. But now we're going to keep slicing. And you want to get a bottom round tri-tip. That's what I have here. Top round is better. Bottom round's cheaper. Shuck is not exactly the best meat to cook this kind of a marinade with, but you could. Shucks make great stews. Yeah, these are great knives, by the way. Meow TV didn't spare any expense on these. They hold a blade really well. Okay, so I'm just going really nice, slice, very thin. This will sit in the refrigerator for about 2 days with the marinade on it. And I'll usually put a plate over it or a plastic bag over it. You can also pound it with a mallet like I did in the last video. You can do that after it's marinated for a couple days. But this is the way to handle meat. And they found that when you do this, it'll cut your cholesterol by about 50%. So you're worried about cholesterol if you are. This is some sort of grizzle. I'm just going to put it on the side and cook it prior to the meat being cooked. So this is just a prep for another day. Okay. We're getting close here on the dinner, aren't we? Yeah. I didn't think I'd have enough time, but the concept of doing this in a quick manner is really not my ideal. I would normally cook very slowly and take my time, listen to some music, But these cooking dinners take a certain amount of pressure to do them and to get them all done in a short period of time. So I've gotten good at that, And notice how I have not taken my eyes off the camera. I mean, off the knife. Yeah, it's a super sharp knife. You don't want to mess with it. Remember, your skin is just as dangerous next to this knife as this meat is. Yeah. I got a little sinew there. I'm going to pull that off, hopefully. Yeah, I just don't understand why they just don't make more fresh water. If we're running out of water, and that's the reason why they're converting to genetically modified things, the simple answer to that is we need more fresh water for the animals. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Okay, so I'll just leave the sinew up there ahead of the marinade, and I'll use it when I cook. So it generates the necessary fats to prepare the meal. Take that knife off. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay, since I'm getting this nice and hot, I'm going to pour a little, I'm getting this bowl nice and hot, I'm going to put a little oil in the bottom of it. It's just on low. It's on real low, it's on melt. Oh, and I want to bag that too. Let's do that. That won't work. Okay. Come on, get out of there. Okay. No. I'm talking to my plastic bags here. There we go. Come here. This might work. No, it won't. Nope. Hey. This will work. Okay, finally. Okay, so this is why I keep plastic bags around. I'm going to put this in the plastic bag. Okay. I'm going to cover it up. It's going to go in the refrigerator. Oh, but I haven't covered it with the balsamic vinegar yet. So we'll do that right now. I'll usually use some of this because it's very salty, but yeah, I'm going to just pour a little marinade on it. If you have tenderizer, that works too. There we go. Okay. Then I'm going to take a little bit of wine vinegar. I use this red wine vinegar. Oh, that's getting hot. I'm just going to pour this on it like that. That's about enough. Yeah. And I'll take the spoons and kind of move it around like this. And that makes it ready for the preparing. You can go ahead and prepare the meat. Now, I would recommend moving it around a couple times in the next couple days, you know. But it really doesn't have to. You can just set it there, press it in together, and you're good to go. Yeah. That looks pretty good. Yeah. Oh, that's hot. Look at that. Wow. That's hot. I'm going to put that right in there and work the bottom. Wow, it's good I got that. Okay. The carrots are done. Everything's done. The meat sauce is done. All of the vegetables are al dente. I'm going to turn it off. Okay, I'm going to take the pasta and throw it in there. Wow. Snap, crackle, pop. It was a hot plate. Okay. Nice. I'll get a little more water in there. Okay, I don't want to waste any of the sauce, so I'm just going to put everything in there with the water, filtered water. Okay. Give it a stir. Then take the hot sauce, which is now down to a light bubble, and go ahead and pour that right on top. There you go. Whoops. Foot cam. Okay. Now that pan is not ideal, but it's not too unrecoverable. I'll just soak it for a while and it should be fine. All my stainless steelware is clean before use, preferably. Okay, then give it a big stir. All right, nice. I like the carbonization, it gives it a taste to it. There you go. We're not done yet. Stir that chili in there, breaking up all the meat. Keeping the vegetables intact, you're all set to go. Yeah, the taste looks good. I can't wait to try it. Okay, now, some water in there. Let that soak. I have a pan for that. I have a nice topper. Okay, now what I'm going to do is go get some cheese and put that on top and mix it in. Okay, I have some Le Gruyere from Switzerland I'm going to try. But first I need a little cup of coffee for the show. Yeah. And I'm going to put the rest of it in this thermos as a backup. Oh, I know the show can start a little later, it doesn't matter. I'm not on a time schedule. Wow, it's minus 19 degrees centigrade there. Are you serious? That's crazy, man. Jeez. Are you sure? I think you mean Fahrenheit. 29 below? That makes sense. All right, cheers. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. Wonderful. Okay. Let's put that marinade in the refrigerator. I showed you how to marinate meat. You can do it up to 3 days if you don't want to cook it right away. Take an old bag, cover it right up, you're good to go. Bread bags are ideal. I'm going to put it at the top of the refrigerator. And the plate will get cold, and it actually keeps that meat very, very stable in the refrigerator. Okay, we're going to throw some Le Gruyere. You can use Parmesan on here, but I happen to get a good deal on this stuff. Normally it's, expensive, but I buy everything on sale, so. Okay, we're going to go ahead and top it off with some cheese. Yeah, everything's still melting, so I'm going to literally turn it off, marry the ingredients, and then reheat it for dinner. So we're good to go. I'll keep this out for later. Top off each dish. Okay, I'm going to go in the other room and start up the show. I'm going to upload this. Let's get busy. We got past our hold up at the beginning of the show. Okay, this is David's Kitchen signing off. I'll be back in the other room in about 5 minutes. Take care.